Why are you guys complaining in the chat because I'm like 2 minutes late? There's no way you're that much on time. Like, you love people to be that much on time. Husam is always late. Oh my God, he's 2 minutes late. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another edition of Husam X Top Little. As you can see in this beautiful thumbnail, yes, we are talking about Lask Linz. لو لعبت يا زهر وتبدلت الأحوال يا حبيبي. We are here to talk about Lask Linz. We are here to have a Liverpool Football Club conversation, ladies and gentlemen. I know a whole lot of you guys like to watch us on the replay as well. Everyone watching us right now, live or on the replay, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to This is Football if you're ready to do so. Everyone right now, please like, subscribe. And in the infamous words of Tom Little, whoa. Joining us on the channel, please help me welcome this guy by wishing him a happy birthday. He turns 16 today. Happy birthday in the chat for Tom Little. And hit the like button, subscribe. Hello, Tom.
Hello, people. How are we all doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon? Who cares about the fucking games going on later? Europa League is what matters. The bigger European competition, the tougher European competition with more games to play. And not only do you have to play Europa League teams, you also have to play Champions League teams. It's the only competition where you could have to play both competitions teams. And people try and tell me it isn't like a tough competition. What are we doing here, people? We've got a massive game tomorrow. And I'm really trying to psych myself up for it, can you tell?
And that's exactly why Tom Little's my favorite guy to work with. Like, I love working with this guy, man, because his delusion is what brings me happiness. So,
delusion.
We're going to get started.
Delusion.
100%.
When have I been deluded? Name me one time when I've been deluded.
Just now in the intro, you trying to do Europa League prop?
Are we acting
You're
like...
trying to tell me after watching Newcastle Arsenal yesterday, you ain't thought for a second, Newcastle versus AC Milan, you ain't thought for a second that we belong here?
No, because like I said to you, no joke, all jokes aside sort of thing, I'm actually kind of looking forward to a season in the Europa League.
Oh my God. Anyway, look, slam the likes, subscribe, keep getting involved in the comment section because this is a very interactive show. And actually, I ain't spoken to Tom since the Wolves game, so that's where I want to start, just building a foundation. What were your thoughts on that game? Because I felt like it was a game of two halves, and you can talk to me about Kwanzaa and multiple different things, because there were many conversations that started via that game. So just talk to me about the Wolves game.
I think I pissed a lot of people off that day, because I don't believe that we necessarily deserve to win. Just because based on how I watch football, I thought we were absolutely awful first half, and they should have scored 3. And I thought in the second half we were absolutely brilliant and should have scored 3. We just end up taking our chances more. Based on the run of the game, I thought, we weren't great. I thought when Jarrod Quansah, who's making his debut, is your best player, questions have to be asked.
I would say Kwanzaa was our best player. Second best.
I'd say he was our best player. 100%.
So you're not taking Salah over Kwanzaa in that game?
No, because I thought Jarrod Quansah was good in the first and the second half. I don't think
you are. There you are.
No, but
you love being edgy. You love the edginess. Like
it's not being edgy.
Thank you,
Jarrod Quansah for me was man of the match.
Thank you, Red Line of Teranga.
I'm not trying to be edgy.
Our man of the match was Mo Salah. Stop doing this.
I think it was Quansah.
He has 3 assists.
He has 2 assists. He didn't get the third one.
Okay, but in our mind, that's 3, innit?
No, really? on the stat sheets 2. Can't do it in our mind.
No way you're doing this just to do Kwanzaa prop.
No, Mo Salah was good. I'm not going to sit there and say Mo Salah wasn't good, but Jarrod Quansah was man of the match.
This is exactly why we call you a turbo, Will.
What did Mo Salah do in that first half?
He never got the ball to do anything.
Oh, no, we got the ball plenty of times. You should have fucking 8-0. You couldn't dribble past 8-0 in the first half.
You're just going to lie?
I'm not going to lie. I remember 3 instances where
you're literally lying right now. You're lying right now. You're lying. You're lying. Stop lying.
Like, put it in the chat. Put a poll up. Who's man of the match, Quanta or Salah?
You're so full of shit.
I'm not.
If
Quanta
they're
was
calling
my
you
man of the
Hamza
match. Quanta was the man of the match.
I'm telling you, calling you Hamza Little. That in itself is an insult. Okay, let me put up a poll. Look at these four frauds. 150 people in here. You can't even like the video. Slap the like button.
I even retweeted the tweet.
Yeah, even retweeted. Like the video, you guys. Yalla. Here, I set up a poll because this guy is mad. Like, guys. Like. Yalla. Subscribe. This guy just said Jarrell Kwanzaa was better than Mo Salah. You fraud.
How is that such an outlandish
being version of a fraud?
How is that such an outlandish take that I think
Because
Jarrell
Salah had
Kwanzaa was
3
better?
assists, and he's the reason why we won the game.
And I thought Jarrell Kwanzaa was the reason why it was only 1-0.
My God. Okay, Kwanzaa was better than Matip. I'll give you that. That doesn't mean he was man of the match, though.
100% for me, Kwanzaa was man of the match. 100%.
My God. You're so... You understand, like, there's a reason why they're calling you Hamza Little in the chat. You understand that, right?
Just because I'm not picking Mo Salah as my man of the match because it's Daddy
there
Salah.
you go. Now he's going to make it a Salah thing. Okay. It's not a Salah thing. It's you a fraudulent thing.
The fact of the matter is, I believe Jarrell Kwanzaa was man of the match.
Is 55 votes enough for you?
I haven't even seen the poll results, so I don't even know.
Oh, you haven't seen them, so you want to check it first and then tell me if it's enough.
I'm currently on the web app.
Okay, tell me, is it enough, 55 votes or not?
I mean, yeah, I actually don't really care that much.
So you're the one who asked for the poll?
Yeah, I did. Because I was
And then you're saying you don't care about the results, so why ask for the poll?
No, if they think Mo Salah was man of the match, that's fine. For me, I think Kwanzaa was man of the match.
Okay, here, I'm going to end it on 65 votes. 67% Mo Salah. There you go.
It's fine.
There you go.
It's fine. It's not going to change my opinion. I still think Kwanzaa was man of the match.
Okay, so talk to me anyway about Kwanzaa. And the entire game, to be fair.
I thought we were better when I thought the tactical change that we made in the second half to go to a 4-4-2 was a really smart call.
Mm-hmm.
I love Dominic Soboslai. I think he's boss. I thought
he played DM second half as well.
He played everywhere. I thought he was a little bit ropey first half in terms of retaining the ball, but once we were getting him on it in deeper positions and he was just allowed to dictate, he looked immense. He looked absolutely immense. It's a good win. It is what it is. It's a good win. I'm not going to sit there and complain. I think it was the best performance? No. But it's a good win, and these are the type of results that you need to get. Last year we got 3. We held 3 there. You know, it's a really, really nice result for us. I do wonder how many more times he's going to go with that Gakpo-Jota combination. Just because I think when you see what Diaz and Nunez bring and the makeup of the squad currently, does a front two together of Jota and Gakpo necessarily provide that now? Because we seem to be relying a lot more on the pace on the attack, and they are the 2 slower ones. I thought Robertson had his best game in a while. I thought Robertson was quite good at the back. Especially in the second half, he got to go forward a little bit more. But no, it's a good win. It's a good win. And what's that now? We're on 10 points after 4 games. 3rd place. It's a lot better than we were last season, isn't it?
With the whole first half, do you think this is something we should be worried about going forward? Because this would ask James Redmond, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, that first half, I don't know. We were trying to invert Joe Gomez, which is probably the weirdest thing I've seen in my life. Yeah, well, what do you make of that first half? And do you think those are a little bit worrying signs going forward?
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I think what he was on about was with the inverting Joe Gomez thing. I'm a big fan of the idea that you don't change a tactic for one player. So obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold is so important, but we have spent the past 6 months playing the system. There's no point in reverting it just because of one player.
Yeah, but obviously Joe Gomez can't invert. The only fullback that can invert in the whole squad is Trent.
I know, which is why I think it was a little bit of an eye-opener. I think he's going to continue to do it, though. Whether
That's
we
dumb,
agree with it or
bro.
not, I think he's going to
That's
continue
dumb.
to do it and hope that
That's
maybe
dumb.
Joe Gomez can sort of click into gear a little bit more in that position. Do I think it's the right thing to do? No, not at all. But it is. It's what we're doing. And look, how we start games, it's always been a thing, hasn't it?
That's the worrying thing for me. This isn't the first time this season either. We kind of always start slow and then we end up fixing up. Like, it's just, I don't like that.
Yeah, but I also think that you've got to take into account situations in each of those games. I think the one where you can really kick yourself on it was Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
There's an argument to be made for Newcastle, but this one, you're without three of your first choice back four. Your midfield is what your DM is being thrown. By the way, I think it was the complete wrong decision to play McAllister. I don't get why Endo didn't start. Why did we buy him if he's not going to play these sort of games?
I was about to ask you that question. So now the question becomes Mr. Endo Copium seller, Mr. He's here to be the Mr. Milner replacement, Mr. He's here to just play a role. I would have guessed, and I actually in my preview I put Endo in my starting 11. The $1 million question is, Mr. Tom Little, if Endo can't start a game, even when McAllister was in Bolivia 20 hours before, is that not a solid indication that he might just be not good enough?
No, because I think you would have had more of a basis on your argument. No, I think you would have had more of a basis on your argument if McAllister didn't play. So if McAllister didn't play,
no. McAllister
hear me out.
It disproves you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna hear you out.
Your point would have more weight if, let's say, McAllister didn't play, but he chucked Jones at DM and it started Gravenberch. Because then I'd be going, why? Like, you've dropped him because you know it. At the end of the day, he's played McAllister because he believed he was ready.
Thomas Little, you fraud. You fraud. Klopp in his press conference said he hasn't even met McAllister yet. He said in his press conference he hasn't even seen McAllister yet, and McAllister was in Bolivia 30 hours before.
Yeah.
If we're going to be disingenuous and say that Endo can't even get a game, by the way, not City at home, not Real Madrid, Wolves away, he can't get a game. And you can't tell me that's not a positive indication, negative indication. You cannot be this disingenuous, Tom. Even in my predicted,
whether I say it was a positive one. I never said it was a positive one. I just said
McAllister situation.
I just said
Endo. We should have.
Yes.
Okay, so why didn't he then? That's the ultimate question.
Because it's Jurgen Klopp that we're talking about.
Oh my god.
Let's not act like Klopp doesn't make these crazy decisions sometimes. Even in his lineup, like we just spent the past 2 minutes going over why it was a crazy decision to invert Joe Gomez.
It was.
So he makes crazy decisions. We believe Endo should have started, but he didn't because he played McAllister there. Because he must have thought that McAllister could do it. McAllister couldn't. You could see that inside 45 minutes. And he didn't bring on Endo because he wanted to change to a 4-4-2. I get why he didn't do it. But the mistake was not starting him in the first place. That was the cock-up. And that doesn't change anything. So that I don't think that means, Klopp doesn't rate Endo. He's not this, he's not that. Like,
I think this is a massive indication that Endo's just crap. I'm gonna be sorry with you.
I disagree. I mean, I hear you, but I disagree.
You can hear my logic though, because if the guy was in Bolivia 30 hours before the game and you still can't start Endo, like what the hell?
But it's not that he couldn't start Endo. He just didn't.
Yeah, and so now as content creators, Tom, what's our job? To say why didn't he, right?
There's no explaining why he didn't though, because it doesn't make any sense.
You're literally so like disingenuous. Big up to Amin who says LFC should forget the Prem and focus on Europa. I know you're trolling us, Amin, and this is actually a topic I do want to get to in a second because I want to ask how important is this Europa League. So just with the whole second half thing, because you did touch on it, we were so much better in the second half. Big up to you, Amin. Thank you so much. Stick around. I'll answer your question. With the second half, don't you think we were so much different in a good sense? Do you think it's time for a tactical change? Do you think it's time that we start? Because if you notice in that second half, and I'm sure you noticed, we went a lot more central. We didn't do this whole wing play crap, and we stopped inverting Joe Gomez. We went a lot more central. Do you think that's a thing where we have to, in the future going forward, just attack a bit more centrally?
If we attack centrally now in the other system, we ran into the issue of losing Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is by far the best creator, in my opinion, in the Premier League, in terms of what he can do from that position. You're always going to struggle at that point. For me, no, I don't. I think it should be an option that you have him there. It's an option that you have in reserve. It's not the first choice option because it has its weaknesses. Let's say we try to play our system consistently, Husam. Are we playing Szoboszlai, McAllister, double pivot?
Hell no.
We don't have the play. We barely have the players to do this one, and that's only got one defensive midfielder. You'd be spent £60 million on Szoboszlai, who we've shown is so much better further up, and telling him to be what?
I think McAllister is the DM this season, by the way.
Who said that? Who said that? He's pushing McAllister to be the DM, and he's going Szoboszlai on the right. And I also want my credit, Husam.
I don't know how much I like that, though. That's not something I like.
You said Curtis Jones wouldn't start against Wolves, and I knew he would. I knew Curtis Jones.
You were right about that. But Curtis Jones was fully hiding in the first half. Fully hiding.
I don't think we have any players who can leave that first half, bar Jared Quanta, with the header. I think they were all crap.
I don't think the forward line got any chances to show themselves. And I'm not saying this about Mo Salah alone. I'm saying Jota, Gakpo, and Salah. All three, I just don't think they got the ball enough to begin with. That's the problem for me.
Yeah, but I think
that's a fair argument.
I was actually really disappointed in Jota because I know.
In Jota, first half, I thought Gakpo was worse than Jota.
No, because different things. When I look at Jota, I look at a player who, one of my favourite attributes about him is his defensive work. That man is a very good defensive winger. He tracks back, he deals with his runners, he's very good at that. And in that first half, Nelson Semedo, how many times did he just
Semedo violated?
Yeah, and I was actually getting really annoyed at him because I know he doesn't do that normally. And that was what really got me about him. I thought, we've got to figure out what we're going to do with Cody. Because I said it today, the idea that you've bought Cody Gakpo to be a Bobby Firmino replacement, what are we now, 9 months on? He's not Bobby Firmino, and he's never going to be Bobby Firmino, and we have to accept that. He's closer to what Sadio Mane was when he played that position for the final 4 months of his career at the club. That one who doesn't drop as deep, but has the physicality when he does to turn and drive us forwards. He's never going to be Bobby Firmino because Bobby Firmino had a brain that was the very best in the world. Bobby Firmino knew how to pick up spaces. He knew how to manipulate defenses to create the space. Bobby Firmino was a special player. Cody Gakpo was never going to have that footballing brain. So we need to curtail our system when he plays to not be this player who drops into the midfield. And I also think that with the addition of a Szoboszlai and the addition of a Curtis Jones into the midfield, who are more attack-minded, the need to have someone who drops deep to create in the absence of midfield creativity is also negated. So I'm really intrigued to see how we're going to play it now with Gakpo, because he's clearly a fantastic footballer. But we now finally seem to have transitioned. We've now finally seemed to have successfully transitioned away from the false nine. And that's the part that's interesting me because...
Yes. And speaking of transitioning, this is what I want to transition to now, because you see, this is what Mr. Tom Little, the pundit, is here to analyze. Before we do that, big up to Teranga, who says, my theory is Endo was only signed for Europa. Champions League, we don't sign him. He's not the clear indication Klopp tackling the league here. And this is the thing. This is why I said, Tom, look, here's the thing. We might disagree on reason, but I don't think Endo not starting means nothing. That's why Red Lion of Teranga, I completely agree with Super Chat. First of all, thank you for the messages side of Super Chat, because we agree and you know ball. But the reality is, I genuinely believe Endo not starting away at Wolves is a negative indication. I'm not saying that because I have some sort of agenda against the guy. I really don't. He's putting on a Liverpool shirt as his first season. It's no agenda. But I think the idea that McAllister was in Bolivia 30 hours before and you still can't start a game is a bit of a madness. So I think this might be a thing where, okay, we are going to give him Europa. And speaking of giving him Europa, we can't have talking about Wolves now. Big up to your red line of Tiranga. And big up to, I mean, listen, 250 people are in the building. Run the likes up, you guys. Everyone right now, like, subscribe. Stop what you're doing this very second. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Husam Football if you're to do so. Remember, we'll be there, inshallah. Bayern Munich versus Man United watch along.
If you do this watch along to Sam and Man United win, blood on your
No, but
hands.
I can't be the bad luck charm because they lost to Arsenal, they lost to Spurs, and they lost to Brighton, and I done all three of them games.
It is your fault though. Now I've decided.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
You're clutching like you were clutching for the Endo point. It's just how it goes. Anyway, so speaking of Endo, speaking of the Europa League, number one question is actually the super chat that Amin sent. How serious are we taking this competition?
You know my thoughts on it. I believe we should be going into this competition to win it. I believe that should always be the ultimate goal whenever you enter the Europa League. If you're on about how strong do I think the team should be tomorrow, I think it should be along the lines of Kelleher in goal, Gomez at right back, Matip or Quansah. I don't really mind, but Matip or Quansah partnering Van Dijk because I want to get Van Dijk some minutes before he gets back into the Premier League. He doesn't have to play the whole game, just like 60 minutes, get him off for whoever doesn't play out of Matip or Quansah. Tsimikas at left back, Endo at DM with Gravenberch and Elliott, Doak on the right, Gakpo top, and Jota on the left. That's the level of team I expect to see start tomorrow. And then you've got the option of bringing a Salah on.
Say your team again without explanation. Just give me names.
Kelleher, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Endo, Elliott, Gravenberch, Doak, Gakpo, Jota.
You know, I've always said, and I still stick by this opinion, I genuinely do not want to see a single serious player in the group stages. In the group stages
it's a different situation with Van Dijk though, because he hasn't actually played the Liverpool game since Newcastle, which was
okay.
When
so you're saying build up fitness?
Yeah, I just want him to get some minutes in the legs before he comes back for West Ham. He doesn't have to play the whole game; just 60 minutes in the tank. Come off for Quansah.
Well, you know what the problem is? Sunday we play.
Van Dijk can last 60 minutes against fucking Lask Linz without suddenly blowing out his arse and being affected for Sunday.
No, I understand. I'm not saying it will affect him for Sunday per se, maybe in the short term, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but because we've experienced it growing up, me more than you, because I've seen Liverpool be in the Europa League multiple times, kinda. Us being in this, I just don't know what it is, Tom. I really just don't want to see a strong team. Here's the thing. When you say Gravenberch, I agree, because Gravenberch does need to build up fitness. Completely agreed. When you say Endo, agree. And if Endo doesn't start tomorrow, then there's a bigger problem than we first even thought.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But I don't want to see Mo Salah. I don't want to see Van Dijk. I don't want to see Alisson. I don't want to see Trent when he's fit. I don't even want to see Konate. I don't want to see Thiago in these competitions. And I'm going to take it a step further. Because they've started this entire season, I don't want to see McAllister or Szoboszlai tomorrow. I just don't. And I think Klopp, this is where Klopp needs to kind of just show that he's not naive. And I'm going to call out Klopp. Look, you guys know I'm FSG out and I'm KDL. I fully defend Klopp 99% of the time. But when he makes a mistake, I will speak on it. And my problem is, I don't want us to run these players into the ground. I really don't. My team would even be more changed than Tom's one. I'd go Kelleher, I'd go Gomez, Matip, and Quansah. I'm not trying to see Van Dijk. I'd go Tsimikas. In midfield, I'd go Gravenberch for fitness reasons and fitness reasons only. I'd go I'd go Harvey Elliott. I'd go Curtis Jones. On the right, I'd play Ben Doak. Down the middle, and this is where Tom shocked me a little bit. Down the middle, I'm definitely going Darwin Nunez. And that's why he's on the thumbnail. I think, but let me tell you, Darwin Nunez needs confidence. He needs to build his confidence up in a Liverpool shirt. There is no better way to build up your confidence than to stat pad against the Farmers. I'm sorry.
Right, so I've got a couple gripes Why are you starting Curtis Jones? So who's DM?
Endo. I just said Endo. Endo,
But you
Elliott,
had
and Jones is my midfield three.
No, but you had a 4-man midfield because you also included Gravenberch.
Oh yeah. My bad. Take out Jones, Endo, Gravenberch, and Elliott. Sorry,
Right,
my bad.
okay.
I might have said that by mistake. I sorry.
With Nunez, I've got him starting West Ham because I think his pace in behind Aguerd and Zuma would kill them. So I don't want to see him against Lask, who I think are going to play a very defensive lineup, where they're going to be sat deep. Where because we have lost a Soberslai in the midfield and we've replaced him with a Gravenberch and Elliott, who I think are good players, but are
If
not
I
on the
see
level of a Dominic
Soberslai
Soberslai.
tomorrow, I'm gonna be so pissed
I've
off.
got no issue with them on the bench. Let me just put that. I've got no issue with them on the bench. If they're on the bench,
Yeah, I don't care about the bench.
and they come on with 20 minutes to go because we're on the verge of getting embarrassed, like we're 1-0 down, and you know who wants to fucking lose in the Europa League, and they come on with 20 minutes to go, fine. I don't want to see them starting, but if the
If I see
for emergencies
start
only,
game,
that's fine.
I can't.
No, you.
It'd be so wrong. Like I would genuinely criticize Klopp for it. You know this, right? Like I'd fully criticize the guy if he'd done that.
Look, I look at it and I don't see it because we've got too many midfielders who need game time. You got to bear in mind, at no point in this conversation have we included Bajcetic.
Yeah, but Bajcetic, see, when you talk about the bench, that's someone I'd expect to get 30 minutes at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, look, we know what the team should be. Should it be the strongest lineup possible? Obviously not. But
Absolutely
should you have
not.
them there for emergencies only? 100% you should.
Do we agree on midfield, by the way? You also said Endo, Gravenberch, and Elliott, right?
Yeah, I think that I
Yes,
think
we
that's the
agree.
midfield it should be. I think me and you differ on the attack because you want Nunez starting, I want Gakpo starting.
But how else is Nunez gonna build his confidence?
I don't think Nunez needs confidence in the way you're saying it. Like
He needs to get goals on the board. I think him scoring goals is definitely gonna help himself before it helps the team even.
All the confidence from the Newcastle game hasn't just vanished, by the way.
No. I know it hasn't vanished, but I want to add on to that. I think if he plays against Lask Linz, he'll score. Like
I would expect him to, and I expect Gakpo to score. I look at it from a tactical point of view. This is Lask Linz's biggest game of the season.
So they're gonna do everything they can to get even a point.
So they're going to be sat very deep. Well, how does Darwin Nunez do his best work, as we saw against Newcastle, as we saw against Villa? When a team plays higher up
Against
and
Villa,
Nunez gets to play,
you're beyond shameless. You're so shameless, it's disgusting. Man just said against Villa his best work. You're just a disgrace. Like I clocked this.
okay,
I was saying his best work against Aston Villa, Thomas Little.
You've taken a sentence and completely removed the context of it. If you'd let me finish, you'd understand. It was his best work in regards to his movement, and therefore we created more chances because of it. Because he was able to go off the shoulder of the last man, get in behind, use that pace, push the defensive line back. We then created more chances. Against Lask, that defensive line can't get pushed that far back because it is already at the back. So you need someone, especially with a weaker midfield, who can drop in to the gap between midfield and defence, get the ball in there, turn, and create something, which is where a Gakpo fits in. Now, on the left, are you going Diaz or Jota?
See, this is the thing. The left for me is where you see this. Now you're asking smart questions because the left for me is where there's a combo. Like the left-handed side depends on. See, the problem is this game is tied to the West Ham game this Sunday. It depends really what Klopp wants to do this Sunday, because if he wants to start Diaz this Sunday, then I don't think Diaz should start against Lask Linz. If he wants to start Jota this Sunday, then I don't think Jota should start left wing. It depends on who he wants to start. Now,
he should not start Jota against West Ham.
I agree with you, but I'm saying it depends what Klopp. Just on a quick one, would you go this far? Bobby Clark, that type of player.
He's certainly someone I'll be considering, but I know he's not part of the squad, so can't.
No, he is part of the squad. Says who?
The
youngsters are part of the squad in Europe, Tom. The youngsters, they're part of the squad.
No, I know. Right, okay, Husam. The squad travelled out today.
Yeah,
I don't think he was part of the travelling squad, or I must have missed him. All I know is that he played yesterday. for the under-21s, and normally we don't play anyone who played with the under-21s 2 days later.
Was it on the? Did they tweet it out on the thing?
TAT will tweet it out or something.
TAT has me blocked. Was it on the official Liverpool account?
I'll read it out for you then, considering you can't have any strong relationships with any big Liverpool accounts on Twitter. You just seem to rattle them all out.
Unfortunately. Hey, I made
Yeah,
TAT
right.
famous, is what it is.
Traveling squad. Where is it?
I want to know where is it too. What the hell? Here, 23-man squad, liverpoolfc.com. Alisson, Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Konate, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Nunez, McAllister, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Jota, Tsimikas, Robertson, Matip, Gravenberg, Bajcetic, Doak, Jaros, Kelleher, Kwanzaa. Yo, this club guy is going to start a strong team, I can't lie.
So no Bobby Clark.
Yo, this club guy's going to start a strong team, I can't lie.
He's
my God, if I see Szoboszlai or McAllister tomorrow, I'm going to lose my mind.
Why?
I'm going to lose my mind.
Look, he shouldn't start, but I have no issue with them travelling.
No. I'm saying start. That's what I just said.
No, but then you're going, oh, he's going to... Why does that make you think he's going to start a strong squad just because he's had them travelling?
No,
I'd sooner have them there.
They're so strong, though. This is full strength, Tom, the squad.
Right, Husam, you do realise you can have a 12-man bench in the Europa League?
Because it's a shit competition that you're pretending
you can have a 12-man bench in the Champions League as well. You have a 12-man bench in Europe. It's
so let me ask
12
you a
or
question.
9.
If we get knocked out of the Europa League, are you going to be upset?
Massively, yeah.
Wow.
Why would I not be?
You're so full. I just don't know why I don't believe you.
Why would? So you're telling me
would you like be in rant mode angry?
Depending on how we went out, yeah. I expect to win this competition because we are quite fucking comfortably the best team in the competition. If we were in the Champions League this year, we'd be expecting the semi-final. We would be.
Do you two have good memories of Emre Can? That's such a random question, Ozan. I mean, I do have good memories of Emre Can.
Emre Can used to piss me off because he could have been so much better.
I've got no problem with Emre Can.
He could have been so much better for us. I don't know why it never clicked, whether it was mentality or whatever, but he could have been. If he'd have stayed and if he'd have just if he'd got over some injury problems, he would have been so much better for us. He had everything you could want from a Klopp midfielder. I don't know why it went wrong.
Remember the Emre Can goal against Watford?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Emre Can goal against
that
Watford.
wasn't even my favourite Emre Can goal. My favourite one's the one against Burnley. That same season when he's got it from like 30 yards out and just smashed it bottom corner.
Left foot.
I used to love it. I used to love his little. He'd do like a knee slide and then a little nod to the coffee. It was so fucking such a cold celebration.
Clearly, you have good memories of him then.
No, because apart from that cold celebration, there was times, especially in his last season, where I couldn't stand him.
I know you though. You're the type that if you see a cold celebration, you've already bought in, because that explains the Nunez thing with you. I bet you if I tell you why you love Nunez,
no, because Sam,
it's gonna be your number one.
You know
he has a hot ponytail, Husam.
You know that's not true though, Husam. Because what did I say on the space yesterday when he starts talking about the Lazio goalkeeper? I don't get why you tries to do such a cold celebration. You're a goalkeeper. You're scoring one goal in your career. If that was me, the top's going off, the gloves are going off. I'm jumping in the stands. I'm going batshit mental. I'm not running around nodding my head like it's a fucking normal thing for me to do. No. Anyway, what we are.
So with the Europa League, okay, let me give you a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Alisson, Gomez, Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson, Endo, Szoboszlai, Gravenberg, Salah, Nunez, Diaz. Your reaction if that was the lineup?
Not very happy because I don't think you need to go that strong. Canati shouldn't play. Allison probably shouldn't play, but I'm not really too arsed about a goalkeeper. Robertson shouldn't be playing. SALAH shouldn't be playing. Salah shouldn't be playing. And I personally wouldn't want Nunez or Diaz playing because I think you need them for West Ham. But there's about 4 players there who I think 4 or 5 who I think definitely shouldn't be starting. Whatever. Like, but I think everyone's making a mountain out of a molehill. We are worried about the potential of injuries. I agree. I completely agree with that because we remember what happened with what was that Danish club, Midtjylland? Is that what they were called, Midtjylland? When Jota got injured against them in a pointless game, and then
Can I call out your hypocrisy? If Szoboszlai gets injured, God forbid, against Lask Linz, you would be borderline Klopp out.
Right, okay, Husam, you've missed what I said. I said there are 4 players who I believe shouldn't start, and I rattled them off. Canate, Robertson, Szoboszlai, and Salah. Out of that list you get out of that squad
Allison,
you gave me.
I don't want Allison either to start.
I've got no issue with Allison starting. He's a fucking goalkeeper. I don't think he should.
Yeah, but I'd rather
Kelleher
let him get an opportunity.
I've got no issue with Kelleher starting, but I've got no issue with Allison starting. It's not like I'm worried about.
You wouldn't
Allison's
feel bad
struggle.
for the guy on a real level, like Kelleher. Like he could, like come on, like Kelleher could deal with Lask Linz and shit. Like come on,
I know
man.
he could, but if you're looking at that lineup, if I saw Allison in goal, I'm not going to start throwing stuff and going, "Oh, it's a disgrace! How could you play Allison?" No.
I do that for Konate on a real and Salah.
Cannot, like I said, Canati shouldn't play. Robertson shouldn't play. Szoboszlai shouldn't play. Salah shouldn't play. Out of that starting 11 you gave me, they are the 4 that definitely shouldn't start. So yes, I would see my arse if Szoboszlai got injured because I don't want him starting. But I've got no issue with the others. I think Van Dijk needs to start to get some minutes in the legs. If he believes that Gakpo and Jota are his front line for West Ham, then I've got no issue with Diaz and Nunez starting because it's just rotation of attackers, even though I disagree and think they should be starting West Ham. Apart from that, the rest of that is the lineup that I would go for. So the big debate for me is going to be how...
That's so random. This is one of the most random things I've read my whole life.
Why 15?
That said, you bought
16
away Emre. Why?
Was that the white one? Was that the white one with like the red sort of like line there, went down the back?
Why, Ozan? Why? Like, what's the point?
The free kick against West Ham. Anyway, back on track. The big one's going to be who starts in the attack.
So fucking random, is it not? Like, is it just me?
I need to know, Sam. I need to know. So you've got Linz and then you've got West Ham. Front
and
three
then
in both
Leicester
games.
at the top.
That's by the by. Front 3 for both of these games. Lask Linz and
Lask Linz, Doak, Nunez, Jota, West Ham, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz.
Oh, I disagree.
And if your logic is Lask Linz are going to park the bus, have you been seeing West Ham this season? They don't just park the bus, they park the train.
No, but what? Right, okay.
So Nunez, if your logic is he's going to be useless against Lask that park the bus, this is Tom when I get him. He starts leaning back. Go on, lean back.
No, it isn't because I've
your logic is Lask Linz are going to park the bus. Do West Ham park the bus? Be honest.
No, West Ham have a mid-block. West Ham's defensive line is actually quite high up.
Lying.
No,
they literally have 13% possession against Brighton.
Okay.
So how much do you think they're going to go play possession football at Anfield?
Right, okay, great. Okay, so when you look at West Ham's average defensive line position, it is not where I believe Linz will be. Lask will be pinned on the edge of their box. Do you want to know where West Ham centre-backs averagely sit? They sit about halfway in their half. They are quite high up. Their team is set up like this. So you've got the box there, their box there, their defenders are there, their midfield is there. They run a mid-block. They don't sit back so everyone's there because otherwise they wouldn't counter as well. They sit in the mid-block. So yes, there are holes in behind that defence. You've just got to play the balls in behind to do it, which Brighton don't do. And Manchester City don't do. And Chelsea didn't do. Do you want to know the one team that did it? The one team that played the ball in behind, that caught West Ham out? Fucking Bournemouth. And they kept
By the
catching
way,
him out.
Staffy told me to tell you he loves you because of what you said about Man United this Monday. So yeah,
What did I say about them?
I don't know. He just said what Tom Little said was unbelievable. Tell him I love him. So I just told you he loves you.
Okay. Well, Dan Staffy. I don't even remember what I said, mate, but fair enough. But
So there's no I love you too, none of that. You're just gonna be dead.
I need to, whoa.
I love you too, Staffy. Thank you for the compliment. Do I need to teach you manners?
Me and him have messaged before. He's got me on WhatsApp. So we, what happens in those conversations? You know, if I want to have a personal chat, I'll chat with him there. There's no need to do it live on Husam x Tom Little.
You have me on WhatsApp. Am I the first guy you spoke to on WhatsApp?
No.
Why do you say it that way like it's an insult? First content creator, not guy, like normal
I was
guy.
in 3 tennis group chats before I even spoke to you.
What are the other 2?
So you've got the top 6 one.
I'm in that.
You've got the normal one.
What's the normal one?
Oh, okay. There isn't a normal one then. Sorry, if you're not involved, I'll tell you.
Oh, Terry. I'm going to DM that Terry guy now.
No, it's just the general one. I think, who else is in it? You've got, like, it's just called, like, TFT Content Creators Chat. There's loads more people in it. And there's a Match Links one as well. And there was a specific Liverpool one as well.
Yeah, but the Liverpool one, I know why I can't be in there.
So, yeah.
I know.
You were not the first content creator I spoke to on WhatsApp. In fact, I even think, did I? I think I spoke to Chris before you.
I literally posted it, ya kalb, ya ma'affin. I posted it and I said big up to Staffy and I told him you love Tom. Look at this guy, bro. It's not my fault you click off the video when I mention you. Dumbass. So anyway, so you are taking the Europa League seriously, personally, as Tom Little?
Yes, obviously. Why would I not?
Would you take Europa League, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup, or just Prem?
Oh, you fucking bastard. Prem.
There you are. Say that. No, say that because the people didn't hear. Say it.
Prem.
Let me ask you, do you believe Liverpool can win the Premier League?
No.
Because I have a feeling they've sucked you back in. I know because you're very reactionary.
No. My the only part of my stance that has changed, and I think I've told you already, if Man City fell off a cliff and the door opened up, then maybe. Then I think we're best placed to do it because I think Arsenal might struggle. But I don't think Man City are going to fall off a cliff to the point where the door opens for us. So no, I don't believe we're going to win the league.
Are you ever gonna grow a beard this long?
No.
You won't?
No, the missus isn't a fan of it.
Never?
No.
What do you mean the missus? Women love beard. It's an indication of masculinity. Big up Usman says, what time is Liverpool playing today? Shout out Zizo and Slime. Shout out to you, Usman. Thank you for the super chat. Number 2, I'll say Usman. You know the one thing about being funny? Me and Tom are both funny people. I give Tom credit. He's very funny. You know why? Because we're original. You know how many times I've heard what time is Liverpool playing today? You know how many times I done heard that shit joke? Tom Little, how many times you've heard this joke? Be honest. Oh, who are Liverpool playing today? Who are Liverpool playing in the Champions
League? A fair amount, to be fair. It's a bit shit.
Yeah, it's a bit like a regurgitated joke. You know who we're playing? Lask Linz tomorrow. Whoa. Get ready, Habib. I'm more annoyed at the fact that I can't go out on Thursdays anymore. I'm gonna be so real with you. That's the part that pisses me off the most.
I mean, you don't need to watch us.
I love the disrespect. Why did it be so disrespectful? Well, even when I was a kid, I stayed in to watch Liverpool versus Napoli. I still remember Gerrard scored a hat-trick that game.
Yeah, but that was a decent game.
Napoli
were a top side.
No. Napoli back then was the crap Napoli. Napoli of Lavetti.
But they were still a big side. You still wanted to see Liverpool versus Napoli.
I want to tell you guys something before we wrap up on a reel. That first 45 minutes... By the way, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Yalla, run the likes up. That first 45 minutes of Liverpool versus Napoli at Anfield under Roy Hodgson was by far the worst 45 minutes of football I have watched my entire life regarding Liverpool Football Club.
No.
And Steven Gerrard comes on and just scores a hat-trick. Just
No,
scores an absolute banger, brother.
You clearly didn't watch the Blackpool first half. That was 10 times worse.
Napoli was worse. Nathan Eccleston up top, Poulsen, you know, it was the Liverpool bench back then. Imagine how shit we were. The Liverpool bench.
I had to watch Martin Skirtle and Socrates Kyriakos, or however you say his fucking name, get spanned by a man called DJ.
Don't disrespect him. I have an unpopular opinion. I don't even think Kyriakos was that bad. I think he gets a bad ref for no. He was okay, innit? He was okay. Tom, he was okay. He wasn't. Listen, he wasn't very good and he wasn't shit. He was just in the middle. He's okay. Kyriakos.
No, he was awful, man. He was awful. No, he's the reason we got knocked out that year of the Europa League, because he gave away a fucking penalty to Braga when he didn't need to. Yep. He also got sent off in his only Merseyside derby appearance.
Yeah,
what a stupid stamp.
That's good. Kick them. Big up to Waves, who says, you did not miss out on Bellingham. Don't let the hairline fool you. Thank you. Don't let a tap and ricochet from the goalkeeper fool you. This guy has no control. I've always said, and I'll say it again, the best midfielder in La Liga is Pedri. That is the best midfielder in La Liga, the best youngster in La Liga. I'm not doing this Jude Bellingham hype. Jude Bellingham hype is almost playing as second striker. I don't give a damn about no damn Jude Bellingham. And I don't care about no damn Union Berlin, Waves. That's why I'm doing that's why I'm doing Husam X Tom Little now. Do you think anyone cares about Madrid, Union Berlin? No one cares. Thank you, Waves.
So anyway, Tom, Sam saying all this about, I don't care about Jude Bellingham, like he didn't have to shave his fucking head because of the man.
My hair is back. My hair is back, and it's even longer than yours.
Jude Bellingham's an immense footballer. And imagine if Liverpool Football Club had the money and were able to get Bellingham, McAllister, Szoboszlai.
No, but I don't think. I don't think if we got Bellingham, we would have got Szoboszlai. But that's a different topic. Listen, getting back to the topic. So, I want now from you two things. Number one, give me the lineup you think Klopp starts, not your one. Mm-hmm. And give me your prediction.
I think the lineup I said is going to be the one Klopp starts, though. The only change would be for the people in the back. So it's Kelleher, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Endo, Gravenberch, Elliott, Doak.
Can you stop yawning and disrespecting more?
No. Gakpo and Jota.
Okay. The lineup I think Klopp goes with is, I have the same midfield as Tom. I just have a different back four. I think he goes for Kwanzaa because Kwanzaa won't start against West Ham. And I think Tsimikas starts left back. No, actually, we do agree on that. Kelleher in goal, I agree with. The front three, I think he starts Darwin Nunez, 100%. I think left wing is the only one that will be a little bit like spicy to think of, but I think he goes for Jota in the Europa League. And right wing, I do agree it's going to be Ben Doak. So what's your full-time prediction before we wrap up?
My full-time prediction, 5-0.
5-0 to who?
Fucking Lask, mate.
Imagine we lose 5-0 to Lask. Delete channel.
Obviously, I mean to us.
Unbelievable. Anyway, big up to Waves, big up to Usman, big up to Ozan, Sidi, Redline of Teranga, and Amin. Stay on this video. It will redirect you to the hate along later on, inshallah, Bayern Munich versus Manchester United. Hit reminder on that hate along, and then you can exit your YouTube, but make sure you hit the reminder. Big up to you guys. I love every single one of you. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Big up to everyone for all their love and support. We'll be back, inshallah, at 8 p.m. for the Bayern United game. Drop me your predictions in the chat for that game, on the other chat, not in this chat. And we're going to now go to our lovely panelist, the fraudulent Turbo Will, and he can let you know where you can find him. Where can they find you, Tom?
You can find me at Tom Little the One, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, the works. Tonight, I think I'm going to go live and catch up what I've missed over the past 10 days. It's either tonight or early tomorrow. And then the new FIFA's out. The new FIFA's out, and so you can watch me.
Hope you lads are doing well. Been a while. Honestly, can't believe we live in a world where Newcastle and Man United play the Champions League and not us. Shout out to Slime and Usman. So is there a Slime super chat coming as well? Should I wait? Because Usman sent one and said shout out to Slime and Zizo. Is there a third one where Slime sends it and he says shout out to Zizo and Usman? It's mad. Big up to you, Maestro, man. And I don't know where the hell you've been in the spaces, Zizo. I can't lie. I'm gonna need that Zizo pack in the spaces. And this was what I was telling Tom Little earlier on. I told him I got pissed off when I watched Newcastle Milan because I'm like, ain't no way in hell these two are in the Champions League and we not. It just feels so wrong and disgusting. How are they in the Champions League and we're not? Honestly, I just couldn't get my head around that. It's just pathetic, like literally.
We were shit last year, that's why.
Yeah, I know. Turbo Will Tom, make sure to go check out this channel. It's gonna go live tonight. Which time are you gonna go live? 11?
It will either be 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. or like midnight. And if it's not tonight for whatever reason, it'll be early tomorrow, like 10, 11 a.m.
There's a super chat for you before we wrap up.
Tom, Drew's been playing as a second striker. They don't trust him in midfield. He can't set tempo, control the game, etc. He makes good runs, though. Liverpool played Steven Gerrard as a second striker for 3 years behind Fernando Torres. Did that mean we didn't trust him to set tempo, control the game? No. You just play your best players in positions where they can cause the most damage. At the minute, they have midfielders who do all the dirty work behind Bellingham. They trust Bellingham to do the good things, which is score goals, get assists, and win fucking football matches. Anyway. So, yeah. Also, for Sam, the big money question is, are you getting the new FIFA or EAFC or whatever it's called? And can the people expect to see Tom Little versus Husam across two games? Across 2K and FIFA?
That's a great question, Tom Little. And whoa, easy there, Crest. That's a great question, Tom Little. And you have to subscribe to the Swiss Football to find out the answer, because I don't even know yet. So AFC, 2K, I've got no idea. So as you guys can see, we're just preparing for this watch along later on. It's me. Tom, what's your prediction for this game on the screen right now?
What was the score when Bayern beat Tottenham? 7-2?
7-2.
Yeah, 9-1.
9-1, did you just say?
Yeah. Not 9-0. I think it's a little bit hot. 9-1 is, United get a consolation. Fucking Højlund scores and goes mental. And United start saying, we're back. We've got a striker who can score goals.
We're Manchester United. We're the biggest club in the world. Big up to you guys, man. Make sure to go subscribe to Tom Little. Big up to everyone who sent any super chat. Big up Zizo. Big up Usman. Big up to Waves. Big up to Ozan, Sidi, Red Line of Terang, and Amin. Come back for the Bayern Munich watch along, Habibis. And we'll see you guys later, inshallah. Peace out.